Craig Adams here from weddingfilmschool.com, and today I'm going to be doing a post-commentary on Gabby and Sanford's A Wedding Film. So it's about a 7.5 minute film. It's Manhattan. It was an awesome venue, awesome couple, and a really fun day, so let's just go through it. Alright, so let's start at the beginning, of course. So I always do this. I always put the tiny, was it like 3 frames? Yeah, 3 frames of slug just before, just so I can start the music, and I don't know, I think it's better when it starts black and then punches into the film, so it's like,
we happen to be
like instead of just starting, I kind of like
we happen to be
I don't know, for some reason I always do that. Just a little thing that I do. Okay, so like always, I start off my film with a nice little piece of dialogue, little theme.
We happen to be leaving at the same time, and it's like I saw her on the street, and so I walked over to her, and it's like I tried to get her cab, and we were waiting forever for a cab, and
so I pull up the music and then just show this shot. This is my favorite shot. This is so dope. It's just like, wah, the slider pushing right through the window, pretty much, just to show that beautiful view. It was dope. And then I shot interviews with them, so I just used this little bit.
We happened to be leaving at the same time, and it's like I saw her on the street, and
let's see this slow fade up.
To her, and it's like I tried to get her cab, and we were waiting forever for a cab, and we just started talking, and I ended up getting her number, and it's obviously the best decision I ever made.
So I have a Countryman on him right there. The sound sounds a little muffled, but I like the shot. It's a great composition. I don't know about seeing him in the mirror, though. We'll see.
And it's obviously the best decision I ever made in my life.
Once again, I gotta show the bride and groom first. Everyone needs to know who this film is about within the first 15 seconds.
It's obviously the best decision I ever made in my life.
Beauty shot. It's gorgeous.
It's obviously the best decision I ever made in my life.
Yep. I like that. And then I wanted to show off, it's like we're up high for those shots, overlooking Manhattan, so I wanted to show up. So this was one of the first shots of the day that I got. I just keep it simple with their names. So I had my second shooters kind of go around and get New York City stuff. So that's something you typically do whenever you're shooting a wedding in Manhattan. You take a good 10-20 minutes to just get New York City stuff, and that means street signs, traffic lights, yellow cabs. A lot of times people walking is usually a good thing, just a busy street, people crossing. Slider. Everyone always, I'm so getting over this, everyone always shoots these colors. It's getting old. I love the movement of this. It's on a monopod, but it feels like it's handheld. I'm kind of getting to the point where I almost want to switch to do more handheld rig kind of stuff, especially in the morning. There's something about the prep and just the getting ready, which kind of dictate, I'm using my words weirdly, but it just feels right. I really like that movement. I feel like this is overexposed a bit, right here, yeah. But I like the emotion. And you'll notice all these crossfades, I'm keeping the energy up with this nat sound, and because imagine what this would sound like if I didn't have any of this. It's boring. The natural sounds add so much to it. And a whole nother layer.
I'm really excited to get back.
So this is what I do a lot, especially with sliders. Well, I do sliding shots and then also tripod whenever I'm doing details. And it's really quick, and it's usually a good way to go about things. So you shoot a shot,
I'm really excited.
And then you punch in. You move a little closer, or you just tighten the focal length if it's a zoom lens, just so you can get a punch in, and then just do the same movement so that it's a natural transition to the second angle.
I'm really excited to get Gabby electric gift.
I like doing that.
So it's just like I'm just waiting for Craig to hit me.
So he was really into like talking to the camera and like doing more like TV style coverage, which would have been, I would have loved to know that, because we could have like embraced that and attacked that on both sides, like him and her, but it's okay. There's really good energy from him.
Waiting for Craig to hit me up just so I can grab some fun, go over there.
So I was shooting bride stuff. My second was shooting groom. So I had to try to fix this audio. It's up at 8 dB, and then I had to like do some keyframing. I don't think he had a Rode VideoMic Pro on top, so that allows your audio to be more directional, which really helps when you're doing this morning prep stuff when people randomly start talking to the camera like this. So that's really the only time I use the VideoMic Pro. So she was taking a while to get her hair done, but it was fine.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
I like the back and forth here.
One gift. Stay just Parallax with diamond bezel.
Oh my god. You got me a Rolex. Wow.
I love that. And then this was, I shot this like a minute after this. It looks like I had a second person there getting the coverage, but
Wow.
that's why you always focus on the emotion, and then you focus on the faces and the stuff happening, and then you get the details, because you can always fake the inserts, the B-roll.
Wow.
Much easier to fake her holding a watch than her emotion. I'm always looking for those reaction shots. Like imagine if I didn't have this shot, it would just be kind of boring, like one-sided. It just adds so much more, having action, reaction, action, reaction, action, reaction in sets of threes.
And then I met Gabby. And from the very first time I hung out with Gabby, it was pretty obvious, you know, how special she was. She was smart.
So I don't, once again with this audio, it's at 12 dB. So all the way, like, as the way that he recorded it with the camera.
And then I met Gabby. From the very first time I hung out with Gabby.
Which is extremely low, considering how close he is right here. That should have been very easy, you know, to capture that sound in a good level. But I think it was just camera settings or him just not having a VideoMic Pro. But I had to really try to milk the audio levels there, and it sounds distorted. But I had, you know, the good, tight close-up, and then I can work with this angle, especially if I have this detail close-up.
And then I met Gabby. And from the very first time I hung out with Gabby, it was pretty obvious, you know, how special she was. She was smart and pretty.
I love it when I can go from the practicing to the actual, you know, it's a little jarring to go straight, you know, we're doing morning stuff chronologically, and then to jump right into the reception. But I like doing that. It's fun.
You know how special she was. She was smart and pretty and so laid back.
And then this guy. I had to leave my tripod, run all the way around, and be like, dude, just get out of the way. Like, you don't have to be there. I just hate it when people that are just, I don't know, they just don't get it. And like, I've been in people's angles before without realizing. Sometimes you don't know, but like, he should have known. You know, he doesn't have to be there.
Smart and pretty and so laid back and cool.
So this lighting was pretty flat. I didn't have any lighting for the reception, like anything that I brought. So it was just natural ambience, and it's usually low, which sometimes the ISO can, you know, the cameras can fix it. Yeah, that's what it looked like. After my color correction, I had to try to pull back some of that color. But it looks grainy, it looks very flat, washed out, you know, not the best lighting.
So laid back.
And then also the background, you know, you gotta really dictate, I keep saying that, you gotta really command where the reception, the maitre d' places the person giving the toast. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to control that. It's usually good if they can speak to the bride and groom, if everyone can see them, and then they have a good background, and then you're able to light them well. So there's a lot that goes into it. You just have to communicate.
Back and cool and an old soul.
An old soul. I love that. And then look at this reaction. Oh, I love it. You know, it's a little hot with this building light in the background here, but the bokeh and the flickering. If you can have flickering background bokeh, it's so good. Sharp, you know, they're both on the same plane. They're both looking at the correct direction. So this is important, and not many people think about it. So he's got more face from over here. He's looking this way, and then on them they're looking this way. So it's important to like give that back and forth action reaction. They're actually like looking at each other. Give that sense, even if you know you're playing with your 180 rule.
And she just, it really just felt right.
I love this. And I'm the one, that's my hand, so I do that all the time. If I want some kind of action in the shot of something that's typically just like a still life, I'll take my hand and I'll do it. I'll go through the door, I'll do whatever I need to do. You gummy bears, gotta get it all. So my second was shooting a lot with a wide angle. I usually, you know, it's just like a style, but a lot of my shots are tight. I love the 100. That's like my favorite, so I don't know. Like sometimes I can use these wide angles. This looks like a 24, but it's kind of tough if you're just staying on a wide angle. For groom prep, I would say just switch between a 50 and 100 the whole time. And that was the best shot I had of what his gift was. So focus issues, composition, lighting. A little tough. It's okay. Good reaction. Good reaction. So this is not the smoothest of slides. It's really tough to do macro slides, but that was a crazy angle. I don't know what I was doing. So it's always good to get silhouettes. This one was a little tough just because of this window beam going right between her head. But it's usually good if you can get the contours of the face completely clean. You can usually sell the shot if you do that. And then, yeah, after they jumped on the bed, all of the pollen and dust or whatever got kicked up. Look at that. It's not the best of, the most flattering of shots. But I liked their energy, you know. Again with the hair. It's alright. Yeah. Just being by myself with a monopod. This is like a 50. Yep.
I'm definitely excited. I can't wait.
So I like this shot, but once again, I would say this is overexposed. Like, I would much rather have this dropped and then not have all of this fall off. If I could have this side of them like completely silhouetted and then just get that beautiful, perfectly exposed like little sliver of detail on each of their faces, you know, that looks so good. It's usually best to underexpose than overexpose.
I can't wait. And by looking at my watch, I know it's going to be happening in the next like 40 minutes, and it's an amazing feeling. It's definitely an amazing feeling.
You're so excited, I love it. It's a slider with a 24, this is a 100 macro. So for my dress shots, I usually get one push in or slide just to get the grandness, the size of the dress hanging somewhere. This is the best spot that we had, you know, around top of the bed. But and then I switch to get if there's a top, you know, I'll shoot the top, the wiring. I'll shoot like a dead on, just top down or bottom up of the dress, and then I'll switch to the side and just get the macro shots with the 100 macro. I love getting those lip shots. The transition didn't work so well, but if I had some kind of black to sweep in this other shot, it would have worked really perfectly.
Being your father.
So we had to switch angles for the reaction because once again, there wasn't really any communication as far as where people should stand for the toasts, so we kind of just had to go with it. This isn't the best angle for him, you know, it would have been better if we were over here more, shooting this way. But their reaction still looks stunning with the background. And she's starting to tear up. It's the best.
Being your father
It's just good
has
toast.
been the greatest joy in my life.
The audio wasn't that great. You can see the amount of noise versus like the actual dialogue. So
Has been the greatest.
we had to do some work to it. What did we do? So if we click on it, go to audio. We did some loudness and then uniformity enhancements, which usually distorts the sound a bit but makes it work.
Greatest joy in my life. And God's
Overexposed,
greatest
overexposed. I had some exposure problems here.
gift. Me and Mommy's biggest wish has always been,
It's a good silhouette, but it seems like white balance is off.
always been,
I'd say even still like overexposed. I want to like. There's no reason. This is all gonna be silhouetted anyway. There's no reason to expose for this. No reason not to expose for that. I mean,
always been.
yeah. I love the color, but still overexposed. Like I can have some fall off here. I just can't do this. You gotta expose for the brightest section of the frame.
Dreams to come true.
I guess I learned a lot about exposure since this wedding. This looks great. Oh, I love that transition right there with the music.
Dreams to come true.
Because he's talking about Sanford.
Always been. For your dreams to come true.
Kill it. Boom. Oh. Just the movement, the strut. So good.
For your dreams
How's
to
exposure?
come true.
Yeah, look great. Let me just check this real quick. Did I do color correction? Yeah, I warmed it up. So this was how it looked. And I warmed it up and I believe I darkened it. Yes, I did. So little bitty changes makes it look good. Slider push-ins. This is the thing about filmmaking, you know, you gotta get transitions, people walking. Photographers usually don't shoot any shots while people are moving from point A to B. They just shoot at A to B. Videographers have to get A to B to C. So stuff. More slide stuff, more slide stuff. Always get guests arriving.
On this
I love this shot. It's like super bokeh though. It's like a weird ovally kind of bokeh. This one with the 70-200, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, just having them all calm and then having all this chaos here, it's such a great shot.
on this special and blessed day
Yes.
of your patrol.
Such New York City.
We know that you're
I always love getting people standing up. It's such a good precursor for when you see the bride for the first time. Right there, boom. So the white balance was off, and then we had some flickering.
Imagine.
Alright, there's a couple things here. Just people in the background, like, just have to get out of the way. You know, there's nothing much you can do, but it's just, like, kind of annoying. This wasn't the best angle for my second shooter to be in. That's my bad, you know. It's just camera placement and, like, you know, being leadership there. It's a little overexposed, and then we have that flickering, but it's the best you got.
I could not imagine or
My white balance is off, and there's something weird with the bokeh, but this worked.
hope for.
Like once again, like what shot are you getting? I don't know. It's just strange to me. Sometimes I don't understand. Maybe I need to shoot more photos to get a sense.
A man as wonderful as Sanford to be a husband.
He's also a very quiet talker. And this shot is good. Always look for those little things. That's why it's good to know the grandparents and the parents of everyone, because you just get, you know, the people in the background matter just as much as the subject. So.
Sanford, kiss your body.
And I just, you know, unless there's something cool, super cool, or like custom vows, I really just get through ceremonies. I just really care about them getting there, them seeing each other, and then them kissing. That's really it. I just breeze right through long ceremonies like it's my job, because it is.
Kiss your body.
It's my happy pleasure to introduce to you for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Neely Sanford Harrison.
I've
So-
seen them both succeed in
So I had my 24mm on my glide cam here.
I've seen them both succeed in every aspect of their life with each other. I've seen Gabby through
I kind of like this shot though. Like the lighting could have been way better, but like the framing is so good. I think she's very pretty as well.
seen Gabby through so many different phases, but she's always
That reaction is so good. So this is with a 70-200, and like that's such a good lens to have for this kind of stuff.
she's just always been this amazing, beautiful, genuine, kind, very beautiful girl on the inside and out, and so is Sanford. And to
So that was my most staged shot, but I had to get something with the
amazing,
glide cam.
beautiful, genuine, kind, very beautiful girl on the inside and out, and so is Sanford. And
Listen to what she's saying.
amazing, beautiful, genuine, kind, very beautiful girl on the inside and out, and so is Sanford. And together, that wasn't supposed to be funny. It just,
So I totally work with that. You know, I love just the realism. Like, there's no mess ups on the day. If it's raining, that's part of the day. If the dog runs through and walks on your dress, like that's what happened. Like, I am so into it. So she messed up is hilarious.
together.
Cut the music, make it abrupt, show the reactions,
That wasn't supposed to be funny. It just,
change the tone. Boom. Cool. Here we go. Yeah, look at that shot. That's right. So it's slider shot, like sunset, silhouette, bride and groom. So this is the only shot of cocktail hour I used, I think. Yeah. So this is the only cocktail hour. So like people shoot cocktail hour, it's good to get FaceTime, especially if you're doing a longer cut or a doc edit. But for the highlight, for an 8-minute, this is the only shot I use. So like you should be, time should be spent getting the stuff you need for what you need to shoot. So that's like efficient, you know, you just need to get that shot and then get out of there. I was doing details this whole time. Always get those details when you're doing photo sessions. Keep it smooth. So there was a Jay-Z concert happening here that night, which is kind of fun. So I like this shot just because it's a bit different. You know, usually it's like everything's going to be in focus, but for this one I kind of wanted to just focus on the skyline. And I think it's even a little overexposed, but it was kind of hazy, you know, so that's why it looks like that. And this keep the focus on the background. A bit different, quirky. So that slider wide, make sure there's no one in that shot. Always have something that in the foreground or at least low to the ground so that you have that parallax effect. It's not the smoothest of shots. If you can't pull off the slide and pan, if you can't do a smooth one like that, I should have just locked the pan and then just did a slide. Because then it's smooth at least, you know. Never just slide all the shots at the reception or just do trap. Like, mix it up. Get a good diversity. Work with reflections, glass. Always look for that. If you find yourself shooting the same stuff, step away and then like get that different perspective, I guess. You know? So you can see my second on tripod with 70-200. Maybe. I think so. So I cut this angle right before I came into frame. And I'm rethinking these shots just because it's like so blocking the photographer's shot, and like I like, you know, following them, but technically I don't need to do that. So I'm thinking about not really doing the follow glide cam for the intros, because I could easily start right now and just start following them, like come off to the side. to get this. Because I do love the people clapping in the background, so I'd rather see that than like facing at them. Who knows? So like this is a wide angle, so I just had my glide cam. Like this looks way better than if I was at eye level. So just usually it's a good rule of thumb, if you're shooting a wide angle something, shoot low. It's probably a little too close.
Honestly, Gabby, you and your love unlocked in him, like, you brought out the best in him. And
So you usually like to keep some of these, you know, couples photography stuff for the end, just to loop back at the kind of end. Yeah.
like, you brought out the best in him. And I'm forever in your guys' debt, and I'll always be there for you guys. And to Sanford and Gabby, God bless you.
It's kind of voyeuristic, sometimes it works, but
God bless you.
if you can see the railings, it kind of makes sense, but always shoot these moments right after the toasts. So this shot was like way earlier, but I thought it would be okay because the lighting kind of matches the feeling. Like it's still a little bright out, but it's definitely twilight-ish. Which I think I showed this twice. So maybe that's like repetition of details. Like I don't need to show 2 of these sunglasses. I love that shot. That's 100 macro. That uber candle bokeh, just to show the texture of this beautiful cake. Yeah. Approach these cake things just like a wide and a tight. So like wide gets the master, just the faces and everything going on, and then the tight gets the shots that you want. So jumps around to get inserts. Oh, jump cut. There's a Jay-Z concert. ISO is crushed. I love when you can get 2 in 1. Like this and then 2 subjects. So at this point it's too dark for most lenses, so I'm just using like 50 1.4 35 f2 like fast glass at like wide open. So, and the ISO was probably like at 2000, maybe 3000.
I won't ever say goodbye.
Focus was on. So you'll notice the shutter speed is different. Like I crank it open. I'm gonna crank it open. My shutter is like 1/80th for fast dancing. I just like the look of it. I'll even sacrifice. Yeah, I'll go to ISO 4000 to get that movement. Just adds energy, makes it alive. So this may be an odd clip to kind of end on. You know, I gave it a lot of time. But I just like the high five. Todd 5. Nice. Nice. Okay, that's it. Boom. hope you learned something, or just to check out what went into the behind the scenes of the film. But if you have any comments or questions, please leave a comment below or tweet me at WED Film School. This is Craig Adams. Thanks for watching. See ya.